How many times will you see an American person go on their knees and thank God that they are able to come to Nigeria or they got a Nigerian visa? I think we as Nigerians need to begin to just give ourselves some kind of respect, no more getting excited because a country gave me a visa. If Nigeria grew at the rate at which we're supposed to have grown, will you be talking to us like that? Wouldn't we be going into your country's visa free? You see somebody, man, wife, and children going on a trip. You give everybody except the husband or the wife. Does that make any sense? Am I the only one who thinks it is weird when people celebrate when visas are approved? If I did it in the past when I was much younger, I would never do it again. I can't even think. When I think about it, it's very upsetting that I will celebrate somebody letting me into their country for me to spend my own money, for me to bring in my own resources. I'm not going to that country to beg. I'm not going there to claim asylum. I'm not going there for them to protect me. I will submit all the documents that I need to submit, from my mother and father's birth certificate to everybody, my lineage, and put a thumbprint. The only thing different is that I would not just submit my blood, everything, and yet somebody somewhere, a young 20-something-year-old in one consulate or embassy in Lagos or Abuja, will now look at it and then stamp a denial. I've even seen when families want to travel for holidays and then they give a spouse and they don't give another one, or they give one child, they don't give. It's ridiculous. And then we'll see people come out and then they're, I'm sorry, doing Thanksgiving for visa approvals. Please let us stop that. How many times will you see an American person go on their knees and thank God that they are able to come to Nigeria or they got a Nigerian visa? And when I see this kind of things, it upsets me. One of the things I hate the most is applying for visas. And I understand that that's why many people want to get a second passport, so that they are not faced with having to go through the rigorous process of applying for visas and all the paperwork and documentation and all that. Even Aliko Dangote, in one of the videos that I saw, said that within Africa, which is very shameful, within Africa, that he has to apply for multiple visas. If the richest man in Africa, the richest black man in the world, can have issues moving freely within a continent, how much more the normal people? How much more the regular folks? Why is Africa? Why are we doing the things that we complain about? The thing I'm complaining about from other countries all over the world, in Africa today, there are places where you can't go easily, especially when you come from certain parts of Africa. You can't travel to this place, they block it, when there should be ease of movement for commerce, for trade, for business, for integration, for culture, and to boost the economy. I would apply for a visa. I would first and foremost, this is one that bothers me, you would book for an appointment months or years in advance. You would, in some cases, wait 2 years to book for an appointment. You would wait for the entire 2 years, and then you would go for your visa appointment, and then somebody will question you for 3 or 4 minutes and tell you that, I'm sorry, you do not qualify. Well, it's their prerogative, it's their right. I understand that they have the forms that they have used and use all kinds of algorithms to see people who they consider as suitable and people who they don't consider as suitable. I think we as Nigerians need to begin to just give ourselves some kind of respect, no more getting excited because a country gave me a visa. Yes, I did not get the visa. I did not apply for that visa without paying anything. You will show proof of funds. You will show proof of accommodation. You will pay the visa fees. You will in fact submit some itinerary of how you plan to spend your time while you're in that country, and yet they'll tell you, even when you have done all this, they tell you that you don't qualify. But sometimes their decision making can be very skewed, very nonsensical, And you will find out that many other countries that are not even, okay, you say, okay, well, oh, they are sought after, these countries are sought after, blah, blah, blah. Then you now see some other countries who you look at them and you say, if Nigeria grew at the rate at which we're supposed to have grown, will you be talking to us like that? Wouldn't we be going into your country's visa free? And I understand that our history, and unfortunately, the the acts of a few people have made it difficult for the general population to be able to enjoy the benefits of visa on arrival, or even visa waivers. When people go and overstay their visas, or people go and then they abuse their stay in a host country. We understand that those kind of things happen, but I don't think that should be a reason why some decisions concerning visas should just be thrown like that. It is, and a classic example, you see somebody, man, wife, and children going on a trip. You give everybody except the husband or the wife. Does that make any sense? It doesn't make any sense to me. It will never make sense to me. You felt that the underage children and one of the spouses, either father or mother, qualified for that trip, but the other parent did not qualify. Based on what? And then you give flimsy reasons or excuses, something about showing something or whatever. So you find out that people will do all their paperwork. People will be like, my account balance is great. Oh, this and that. So why would somebody be showing and showing an account balance of 10 million or 15 million? Why do you need 15 million to spend 5 days in a European country or in any other country? Why? What do you need 15? Why should you spend 15 million in 5 days? How much does it cost you to how much does it cost you to spend in an average spending for a day if you want to go on holiday for 5 days? If you go to a modest hotel and you spend $200 per night, I'm just saying, that's equivalent of 300,000. You spend let's say you spend five nights, that is 1.5 million. I'm just saying. And then you include the flight flight fees, you include maybe transportation here and there, airport transfers, and then maybe some shopping. So why do you need to prove everything? Why do I need to show you all that and then only for the person to then be denied? Of what use is it? So I find it is very upsetting. It's very upsetting, and we should be able to move and be confident. So you go to a place, and the people who are denying you are young 20-year-old kids, 20-year-old kids, probably starting their careers in the foreign affairs ministries of their countries, and they come to Nigeria, and then they sit down there and they look at the documents, and then they don't even use discretion. They don't use discretion to apply it or to put it. No, that's not the way I think anybody should think. If I want to go to a place, I would apply, I would submit my papers, and I would not sit down or lose sleep. There are many countries in this world that would easily welcome you as a Nigerian, and where you will have a lot of fun. That's the truth. If you're going for holiday, you're going for any kind of vacation, you would have fun in those places. So no more. As there are many people who have applied who really wanted to go and spend a few days and come back, and yet giving some flimsy excuses and those things that they check on it. So this is a thing that has bothered me, and I wanted to talk about it now, and I think it's right to just do so. So I want to know, what has your own experience been like as somebody applying for visas, especially from Nigeria or any other African country? Let me know in the comment below. Thank you for spending another time listening to me. Have a wonderful day.